Yeah, I promised we'd do this, so we're jolly well gonna do it. That's right, after last week's very cool acoustic Sabaton performance that I reacted to, I said I wanted to see the proper live performance of Sabaton. I just want to experience it because I've heard so much about it, right? And I also want to come back to that song Carolus Rex. Yes, Carolus Rex, King Charles XII of Sweden. Yes. Or Rolus. Yes, I will roll my R's like Joachim. Is it Joachim, the singer, Sabaton? Yes, he was ring a lot in the acoustic performance. So Carolus, was actually 15 when he took the throne in December 1697. And apparently he belonged to the House of Palatinate Zweibrücken, which is a branch line of the House of Wittelsbach. Okay, interesting. But before we go deeper into the history, let's see Sabaton live at Wacken 2015. Okay. There he is. Carolus Rex. Okay. Singing English. Yeah. Ooh. Yes. Is that a tank I saw then? Well, great pyro. There's a few lookalikes in the crowd, huh? His posing on stage. Is that influenced by Iron Maiden, I wonder? Bruce Dickinson? This is cool, huh? Hey! Oh, I like that. The drummer, he's married to Floor from Nightwish, right? Yeah, they've got that military backdrop, haven't they? It's anthemic, isn't it? I mean, that's impressive with the flames as well, let's be honest. Oh yes! How good was that? It was, how could you put it? Triumphant and uplifting? I mean, the crowd were fully invested in that. You know, the audience giving it, you know. It must be great as a musician to be on stage and to see that in front of you. I mean, they must have a real buzz from that, huh? I mean, and also there's no escaping the fact that Sabaton have a real following when you've got guys in the crowd who are dressing up like you. You know, is it Joachim? Is that how you pronounce his name? But in a way, he's part of the Sabaton brand, right? Or his image is, at least. Now, I did mention in the song the way that he is moving around on the stage, the way he's commanding it, the posing. I'm wondering if he's an Iron Maiden fan. Because some of those poses are so Bruce Dickinson. And I think, yeah, I'm sure anybody who knows Maiden will see that as well, right? But actually, I noticed something similar with another famous Swedish singer, Tobias Forge, because I saw, I don't know, a couple of months ago, I recognized something in his live performance and mentioned it about similar to Bruce Dickinson, and then a bunch of Ghost fans came back and said, actually, he is influenced by Maiden. So I'm wondering if it's the same with Sabaton, if they have an influence or are influenced by Iron Maiden, because of course they're really into their history related songs as well, right? That's what they do. And on the subject of the history thing, you know, this was a festival set, Wacken. And of course, when you're playing at a festival, you have to share the stage with other acts. But they still managed to get their military style stage set on there. And I mean, it's cool. I can imagine if you go and see Sabaton headlining at their own gig, they probably have more of this stuff. But, you know, I don't know what it was. It looked a bit like a tank. I'm no expert on military vehicles, or some kind of mock artillery thing. I don't know. And also they had helmets hanging from the mic stands. I think they were don't think they were helmets from the days of Carolus, though. I think it's more like 20th century battle helmets, you know, Second World War, whatever. But I tell you what, I didn't expect this to be sung in English. Because, of course, when we did the acoustic version, it was all in Swedish. So that's actually really useful because we can now delve into the text and also delve into the history aspect as well. So I'm going to pull up the English text because it must be here. Hang on a sec. Rightio, here we are. The English text for Carolus Rex. All embrace me, it's my time to rule at last. 15 years have I been waiting to sit upon my throne. No allegiance, I will swear no oath, crowned by God, not by the church, as my power is divine. Yes. So, I have been looking into King Charles XII prior to this, and I picked up a few things. As I said at the top of this, that he was part of the dynasty of the House of Wittelsbach, which was a Bavarian dynasty course, Bavaria in southern Germany. The House of Wittelsbach, as well as covering parts of modern-day Germany and Sweden, of course, through Carolus and his family, but also Greece and Hungary, and their influence on the continent spread over several hundreds of years. So a very important family. And actually, the House of Windsor, no less, in Britain, are also direct descendants of the House of Wittelsbach. Because their real name, the British royals, that is Saxe, Coburg and Gotha. Not Windsor, no. And the reason why they changed it in 1917. And what was going on during 1917? The First World War. Britain was at war, and France, with Germany. So they changed their name because, of course, sentiment towards Germans, well, let's just say it wasn't very positive during the First World War. So the British royals decided they would change their name to something that would sound more English-like. So they probably just came up with, yes, let's make ourselves sound more English. Nobody will notice. The English public have a short memory. Hey, and guess what? They were kind of right. Bit mad, really, isn't it? Yes, by rebranding themselves, they kind of got the English public to forget that they were actually German. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, back to Carolus now. They thought I was too young to rule the land, just as they failed to understand. Born to rule, my time has come. Yeah, they thought he was too young to rule. And, as the first verse says, 15 years have I been waiting. Yeah. And the reason for that is that he took the throne in 1697, as I said at the top of this, and he was 15 years old. Now, in 1700, when he was only 18, Sweden's empire, which consisted of quite a large area of northern Europe, was attacked by a triple alliance of the Danish and the Norwegians, the Polish, Saxony, which was part of Germany, and Lithuania, so those three, and also the mighty Russian Empire. Now, this alliance attacked the Swedish Empire region of Holstein-Gottorp, which today covers much of modern-day Denmark and that bit of North Germany just under Denmark. Okay? They looked at the Swedish Empire. They saw Carolus, 18 years old, only 3 years in the job. They thought, this is a prime opportunity to take advantage of a young, inexperienced leader. Let's go for it. But guess what? It wasn't so easy for them, no. Despite being outnumbered, Carolus oversaw several key victories, including the famous Battle of Narva. The Swedes were pitted against the Russians during this battle, and they were outnumbered by 3 or 4 times. Okay? And they defeated the Russians. They sent them packing. And as the verse says, I was chosen by heaven. Say my name when you pray. To the skies, see Carolus rise. With the Lord my protector, make them bow to my will. To the skies, see Carolus rise. I mean, he's a young king who's defeating, all of these different alliances pitted against him. I mean, you can appreciate why he would think that God is on his side. Now, around this time, the Battle of Narva, 1700s, this would see the beginning of what was called the Great Northern War, which was essentially the Russian Empire being the main protagonist against the Swedish Empire. Basically, they wanted to dismantle the Swedish Empire. Now, Sweden's empire consisted of a large portion of Northern Europe, the Baltic states, and Eastern Europe. And the war would actually last until 1721. But Carolus didn't last that long. In 1719, at the age of 36, Carolus was shot in the head and died. Yeah. So essentially, he spent his time on Earth as King of Sweden fighting for the Swedish Empire, and actually doing a pretty good job of it as well. So, a proper Swedish hero. Yeah. And as the verses in the song proved in battle, led my men to victory. No man alive or dead commands me, and so it shall be done. I know I was destined to rule alone. All for myself I have claimed the throne. Born to rule, my time is now. All that's thine shall be mine, there's no stopping me. All over Europe my rule shall be questioned by none. And there's a lot of coming back to they thought I was too young to rule the land, just as they failed to understand, and so forth. Now what I found interesting is that I said he was shot, right? Well, there were theories around what happened. Some conspiracy theories that Swedish noblemen had put together something because of some kind of tax, and that they'd got him assassinated. There was another theory that his own forces were fed up with the fighting, so they wanted to kill him to just stop it. Charles's body has actually been exhumed on 3 occasions, so they could try and discover what actually happened, you know. So his body was exhumed in 1746, 1859 and 1917. Now in 1859 they ascertained that the shot to his head probably came from the direction of a Norwegian fort, and that he was killed by someone within that Danish-Norwegian alliance, as they think that he would probably have been within reach of their guns. Now in 1917 his head was photographed and x-rayed, okay, and with all of the information in 2022, so it's not that long ago, a study by the University of Oulu, sorry, I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, and the University of Helsinki also found that iron grape shot was likely to have killed the king. Grape shot being, you know, what they would have been firing back in the day. And evidence from ballistic experiments, as well as the absence of lead fragments in Carolus' skull, would lead to the, they think that he was killed by iron grape shot. And, well, they haven't said anything different from the 1917 conclusion. So he wasn't assassinated, or at least they don't think he was assassinated by his own people, but he was killed by the Danish and Norwegians. So there you go. I mean, within the text you see, you know, I was chosen by heaven, say my name when you pray, and all this kind of stuff. And as every monarch tended to believe back then, they often believed that God anointed them to be in that position, right? And King Carolus was no different. I think they all did, right? Yeah, so there we have it. A mighty live performance about a mighty Swedish hero. And to tell the truth, I knew very little about the Swedish Empire. So that was really interesting. Sabaton live. Great performance. The stage set. It was a festival stage set. So it means I have to come back and watch Sabaton live on their own stage on some occasion, because I'm guessing they take it up another notch. All right. Thanks, guys.